All right. It's Jared here from Crypto Plan. How is everyone doing? I hope you're doing well. Today, we're going to get down with the most requested coins by you, the audience. We're going to get down to the YouTube requested coins. A couple of them there are the ones that I regularly do. So we've got One Harmony, GameCredits, and then a couple of new ones. So we've got VRA, Verasity, Nervos Network, and Orion Protocol. And I will probably also touch on Kucoin, some Cake, and some Hathor, just because these are the kind of key ones that I'm watching as, my indicators of strength and weakness also with the Bitcoin bounces or the Bitcoin dips and the bounces. So that's other things people have been asking me is like, what's going to happen if my predicted price target of 37 happens? And I'm going to kind of run through that as well. So a lot to cover in this video. I'll try and smash it in very quickly, but we'll start with the good old favorite because I know people love it. It's One Harmony. But before we do it, please like the video. I'm loving the fact that you're all smashing that like button. It really helps the channel out, and you know the deal with the rest. Subscribe and notification bell if you choose. All right, so we're on the One Harmony chart and we're on the weekly. I just wanted to kind of zoom out a little bit just so we can see a lot of stuff. So like I say, we've seen the base. We've seen some solid movement in One Harmony, so we can understand, and I hope you can understand why One Harmony does dip so much, because this particular run from the 1st of March all the way up, so from 2 cents all the way to 23 cents was virtually resistance free. So now what this dip shows us is a line of support. It's showing that that's local support. That's where definitely a heavy amount of buyers are willing to come in sub 7 cents, right? Now, I would also feel like if the next Bitcoin dip was soon, it could potentially dip lower. Not much lower, but potentially down to kind of just closer to 6 cents rather than the 7 cents, right? Just this kind of gap here. These weekly candle changes. So there is always a chance for lower prices when something has ran so far, right? But I mean, the beautiful thing is about One Harmony is that when it tapped that 7 cents, it closed a candle at 10. The next day, it opened a candle at 10 and closed it at 13. So there was strength on the rebound once again. So that's all I'm going to say about Harmony, is that it's dipping with Bitcoin, but it's coming back quickly. So if you're an accumulator, they're great opportunities. Potentially could be one more dip down towards this line. Like I say, I do believe that the altcoin market cap minus Bitcoin has to close a gap, has to kind of test its own support. So that's through a combination of altcoins selling off at certain times, right? So One Harmony, because it's been so aggressive, is the one that could be where people take profits or have to sell to cover calls or whatever it is, so don't be fearful of these corrections, just be aggressive on the dips. That's my strategy anyway, or that would be my strategy if I had a steady stream of investable income, which I don't, because I'm just a working class boy. Anyway, so we're going to go have a look at GameCredits now. Same deal. Had a good run. Since the 1st of March, had a really good run, went all the way up there to 60 cents. The pullback is natural. The dip is Bitcoin generated, and once again, what has it done? It's given us a key level of support. So it's saying that when it was trying to break out in February and like the 2 kind of middle months of February, and then even wick there in March, when it tried to wick there, like that was a key level it needed to break. And we go back here and see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 wicks that were pushing up there towards the 14 to 16 cents. So it was a clear level of resistance that turns into support. So now we know that the dip is in, the support's been tested on GameCredits, and once again, if Bitcoin causes a dip again, this is our zone down here. If we want to snatch or snipe some super bargain bags for now, like I say, and I've always said, this was my base. This is where I was buying most of my coins. But if you want to add, this is your opportunity now. Any pullback towards 16 cents, they won't last long, but they're going to be there. All right, starting with the new coins. Verasity, this is a similar story. You can see it there. We have a really large base, so we've got a really large base there where you coulda, shoulda, woulda been accumulating, right? So this is ideally in crypto or in any kind of chart or any stock, you want to be accumulating in this base. This is where you want to be building a position, getting used to holding that position, getting the confidence in the project, so this is where you accumulate. And then these sets of price action are great. You get a breakout and you can pull back, you could add more there, and then pretty much it's gone full tether out there, so you'd hold on to it. And now we've had another pullback, so we could say again that this is our more recent kind of level of support of 2 cents or 2.3 cents. And once again, it matches up with this wick that wanted to break out above there. It didn't break out above there, closed below, and then the next week it had to kind of test it again. Then the subsequent third week later, it actually broke out of that. So it makes sense that somewhere around there is a retest, right? So, and it's probably about our 50% pullback, without doing the measure. But we'll do the measure, and there we go. It's 50% pullback. So these are kind of normal things that happen. Large runs, good pullback. So Verasity, once again, you had a really good entry opportunity if you weren't holding it to build an initial position. I mean, it's still below its all-time highs, so it's not a stupid position to get in right now. But potentially, you have the potential with Bitcoin once again to dip back towards this 2 cent level. So that's Verasity. I see good strength in that chart, but with that good bullishness, there is also that potential for weak hands to come in and just sell out. So any spook at this stage, you can see kind of key levels being released, and that sometimes causes bigger dips, but I guess once again, the strength is in the recovery, right? And you can see since the dip here, this particular project has recovered, 35% it's showing us there on today. So it's a strong recovery there. Nervos Network, smaller base, but still a base nonetheless, kind of our cup. And then didn't really do a handle much, but maybe a little bit of a handle there, and then kind of fired on out of there. Very wicky, this one, which is good and bad, I guess. Shows that there's a lot of intra-day or intra-week price action. Might go down to the daily on this to get kind of a better picture. So it's just the odd day there that the wicks are kind of really aggressive. So that's good. That's good, I like that, and most of those wicks are to the upside, right? One or two of them to the downside, but, obviously is that even the Bitcoin dip? Maybe not. Maybe that was more like there, but it's carving out a base. I like that. It had a bit of price action here, price action there. So I think anywhere below 2 cents once again is a good accumulation zone for this particular project. I mean, even the price it is now, 2.1 cents. What's the difference in the long run if it is going to run by another 5 or 10x? But yeah, good accumulation zones, good run ups. You know, so if we go back to that weekly, I might even just do a little bit of a guesstimation on this one. Little guesstimation, and we could say safely maybe 13 cents. So let's call it a 13 cent, and or we could say it is and that's kind of the fib's kind of giving us the same kind of number there. So 13 cents, you know, buying in at 2 cents, going to 13 cents, that's, you know, your 5x, 5 or 6x, which is, like I've said all along, it's you wouldn't be expecting much more for making initial entry into a chart on most crypto projects right now. You know, another 5x is a reasonable expectation for this last leg of the halftime of crypto, because the gains are made when you buy in the base and then you sell up here, right? You know, when you're buying at 0.5 cent and then it's 13 cents, well, that's, you know, 20x, 25, 30x, you know, so they're the sort of gains that you can expect when you're early on something. And you didn't even need to be that early on this thing. You could have bought in February and have possibly achieved a 30x by the end of the bull run. No guarantees there, obviously. Verasity, I'll go back and do a price prediction on that one as well. Let's go from this base here. Be kind of conservative. Kind of conservative, and then if we pull up again, so 73 cents. So wow, that's super bullish, this one, you know, but super volatile. You know, I'd be cautious of putting too much in something like this. Let's do a Fibonacci on it and see what that kind of gives us. It's been super bullish. The Fibonacci's probably given us a more of a conservative move there. Giving us a more conservative move there, but you know, there's that potential. You know, the measured move doesn't lie sometimes. It's, you know, what's happened before can be repeated. So the likelihood of, you know, 70 cents being hit is as good as any for a long bet, you know. And like I say, if I was in this project, which I'm not, and I probably won't be, I would potentially start taking profit at this 15. You know, I think you're going to de-risk at 15, and then, you know, is it, you know, every time it goes up a little bit, you sell all the way up to here, and then you've got a little bit up at the top. If it does hit it and you go, wow, that was it, but you cannot be guaranteeing that these things are going to extend out to some of these crazy end targets. But the potential is there, and the all likelihood is there. Orion Protocol, once again, kind of the base, smaller base, would have been nice to be in this zone. I think you're always safe if you buy down here. I don't think you're really going to retest this zone at this point until the depths of the bear market. We've had our pullback, you know, we've had a bounce back from the pullback, not a super strong bounce back, but, you know, once again, we've probably done our 50% or more correction. So we've done a 65% correction. So it's on sale compared to what it was, you know. So something like Orion Protocol it's a good entry point now for mine, seeing the chart. You know, you've kind of come up and then you've come back down, you know, so you've been in a reversal trend or accumulation trend for 6 weeks now. So now you're looking for that to head out, you know, so it's going to carve out a little base. You'll probably have a week or so to build a position in this one, and find that next leg up. Could be quite exciting in something like this Orion Protocol. So measured move once again. What have we got? We've got 150. So once again, super high target. no guarantees there. No guarantees there. So that's why we always like to get the measured move and the Fibonacci target. You see, one time it was close, the other time it was miles apart, and this time it was fairly close, you know. So once again, you can say if it does a full Fibonacci extension from this retracement, 93 would be our, you know, starting to sell targets, and then 150, you know, if you got a stink bid at the high end, you know, if you had 10% of your bag left or something like that, that's where I'd be completely scaling entirely out of this market in Orion Protocol. All right, a couple of people looking at KuCoin, asking for the strength in it, and I think it does have more to go. It's only just hit its all-time high and pulling back, so I think, you know, whatever target I had in my previous video was the case there. But I guess we can, while we're here, just put that full Fibonacci on it. So what do we got? 87. 87's the kind of top there, you know. So what is it? Once again, we're looking at having a 5x or so from here. Once again, like everything, pull back. It's tested, created some support levels there with a couple of wicks, and yeah, so right now at, you know, in any dip back towards that $9 mark is a good entry that, you know, would nearly get you a 10x. So KuCoin, and like I said in my video, KuCoin is a valuable coin as it's being used, and it saves you money using the KuCoin exchange. So there's reasons for people to be holding coins even through the bear market if they're trading on that platform. Finally, Cake. Oh, Cake and Hathor. So Cake has been strong. I think Cake hasn't been dipping much through the Bitcoin dip, you know, because I think it's been, you know, this particular week here had done such a big dip and a pullback that I think it was kind of ready to fire on up to the upside. So it was probably the safest coin to be holding during the recent Bitcoin pullbacks. And then subsequently it kind of had showed some strength. So it's letting us know it wants to be at 36. I've got a 46 target there. And then, you know, after all this kind of action, recently I'm kind of putting some more higher end targets up to the 75. So, you know, once again, this was my base. I was buying down here at the $10 mark. I've got my 3x in now. You know, so I'm pretty safe. 46, I'd probably start risking off and then selling on the way up to 75. But once again, I'm so happy to be holding Cake because I'm getting near on 100% APY. You know, putting it in a liquidity pool on PancakeSwap, and that's brilliant. I love that. I absolutely love that passive income while we're bull running. So that's pretty cool, and I'm glad I stumbled across that. And finally, Hathor Network, same deal again. We've had aggressive price action, accumulation at the top, big pullback last week, partly just because it was a natural pullback and then a bit more because of Bitcoin. But we know the base now. We know the support level, and it's around $1. It could wick down as low as 89 cents. So I wouldn't be surprised if these levels were tested again. You know, these wicks happen for a reason, and it's to confirm support. You know, it's to confirm a base, confirm support, and this is what charts do. And like I say, you know, it kind of goes up and around and then down and then bang, you know. So that's what we're looking for. That's what we are doing. And once again, this is the base down here. This is where what I look for. You know, these don't exist anymore because most bases have been broken out. But this is why you can be confident to hold through all this volatility, because this is where you accumulate, right down in the base of things, right? You know, when you're sitting on a 5 to 10x in your bag, it doesn't matter if your bag goes from 10x and down to a 7x, because you're still in the green, and psychologically it's only an unrealized loss, and you know that it's just a correction that's happening, and that is a-okay. All right, just squeezing it under 20 minutes. This is a long one. There was a lot to cover. I hope I got some value out there to you all. I've been Jared. It's been Crypto Plan. Please like the video. Please subscribe to it if you've been sitting on the fence. And notification bell is there for your option or opportunity to be notified of my content. All right. Bye now.